Creating animations with your pictures and your videos is key when you're making content for your YouTube channel. Fortunately for us, Canva has released 6 brand new animations that we can use for both our images and our videos. I'm going to show you each of the brand new animations, plus show you some of the old ones that you may not know are there. The first thing we're going to do is go to a video document. Even though any of these documents will work as long as animate is at the top, but for this project, we're going to go to video. I've added this picture just to give you an idea of how to use this function, and then we're going to go through all of the animations. Click the photo or video and click animate. These are specifically for pictures. You're going to notice at the top there is a button that says presentation settings. Appear on click. If you're doing a presentation and want the animations to appear on click, then you just toggle that on. You can even choose the click order. And now let's briefly go over the names and maybe hover over so that you can see an example of each one. First is create an animation. This is where you can actually create your own animation. We'll go over this very shortly. Then there are the featured animations. These are all the ones that are new. We've got brush. We've got ink, digital, spray paint, sketch, and gradient. I could see these looking very nice in the beginning of videos or during transition scenes. But in addition to those, we have the general animations, which look like this: rise, pan, fade, pop, wipe, blur, succession. I really like that one. Breathe, baseline, drift, tectonic, tumble, neon, scrapbook, stomp. And then there are specific ones for photo, which is photo flow. I have to click on it for you to be able to see that. And photo rise and photo zoom. If we keep scrolling, there are some add-on effects. So we can choose one of these. Let's just choose succession, and we can add on some additional animations, including rotate, flicker, pulse, and wiggle. Again, we'll click into these and see more options in just a little bit. One thing that you may notice if you're eagle eye is that there's something over here called page. If there was multiple things on the page, Canva has kindly put together suggestions. For example, there's Magic Animate, which will instantly animate all the pages in the style of your choice. And then you've got Featured, General, and Suggested. One thing to note is that depending on what you have on your page will affect what options you're given. So if I have a square, for example, and I click Animate, it's going to give me element animations, which at this time do not include those new animations. For text, it gives you the text animations. And there's nothing new there either. Let's dive into each one. Click on Animate. The left-hand side will pop out. Let's start with Create an Animation. It gives you suggestions on what to do. So I'm going to left-click my mouse. Let's just take this off the page. I'm going to hold Shift on my keyboard, left-click my mouse, and drag it off the page. If I press play, you'll see that. When you hold in a certain area, it will slow down your animation. You can actually create movement styles. So let's make it smooth so that it's a little smoother. You can speed it up if that was not fast enough for you. Another way to use this would be, let's Bumblebee. We'll click animate. This is an element, so it does not have that specific, the new ones, but it does still have create an animation, so we'll use that. I'm not going to click shift this time. I'm just going to use my left mouse button, and then here we go. Ooh. And then watch. That's pretty cool. Let's change it to smooth. Let's change it to steady. Let's reduce the speed. And I could change the speed based on how slow I move my mouse. Brush is exactly what it suggests. It brushes the picture. Watch. If you are a free Canva user, you can use this animation. You can choose to animate it on both the enter and the exit, on enter only, or on exit only. If you have a Canva Pro subscription, however, you can change the style. Right now, the default is curve. I think that's great, but let's look at the other options. Wild. Let's look at it on enter just so that we can see what that looks like. Wild. Dip. Swirl. That's pretty cool. The only thing I wish that Canva would do is allow us to speed up or slow down or change directions of these. Let's this time, instead of a picture, let's look at a video, because I want to show you that these animations can be added to video too. Let's go to animate, and next up, we're going to click ink. Free users can choose both on enter or exit. What does both and on enter and on exit mean? On enter means the beginning of the picture, the beginning of the clip. It starts off the animation. And on exit means that it leaves the animation. And I'm just going to go ahead and reduce the video size so that enter, exit. That's the difference. If you have a Canva Pro membership, you can change the style. Seep is the default, but flow, bloom. Ooh, I love bloom. Bloom is pretty. And splotch. But let's look at bloom and do on enter, and then check and see what that looks like in the video. We've got this. I love that. Who else loves macaroni and cheese? It's got to be my favorite little food ever. Photo animation, and let's scroll down and look at the third new one called digital. Do you see what that looked like? So let's click it and see what options are there. I do have a link for you to try Canva Pro in the description box below, and when you use that link, it helps me out a great deal. The style choices are center, linear. Ooh, I like that. And scatter. I just had an idea. If you used one of these and you wanted to be able to speed it up or slow it down, you could do that afterwards. It almost would make a good exit scene. So this is what it would look like on exit when it leaves. Here's a little tip that you probably don't know that you need. If you double click this with your mouse, you can change the aspect ratio. So I'm going to change this to 16:9 and click done. You can double click and move up as well. And then we're going to increase this. And the reason why I want to do that is because I want to download this as a video to slow it down or speed it up. Let's click animate, and let's go with spray paint. Remember, that's what spray paint looks like. Messy and letters. So we know what messy looks like. Now, what does letters look like? Okay, I see. Let's do both letters. We're going to click share, download. I'm going to download this video as it is. It just downloaded. I'm going to add a page and just bring this back in. Upload file. It's in my downloads folder right here. Animation. If I wanted to speed that up, what I could do is click. I got to make sure I'm clicked on the right one. click playback, and there's going to be an option to increase the video speed by 2 times. Unfortunately, that's the max of what Canva gives us, and that might make the animation go faster. It should. There we go. So that would be a way to speed it up or slow it down, because technically I could reduce the speed as well. I can make it a lot slower. That's probably a little too slow, but you get the idea. That might be my sneak process for trying to get these specific animations to speed up or slow down. Click Sketch. Same thing with both the on enter and on exit in both. Let's take a look at those Canva Pro style choices that we have. Free can use fill, which looks like that. That's great. Swipe looks like that. I can see that's one that I might want to slow down with that previous tip I gave. Scratch. Ooh, I like scratch. Again, I would want that to slow down a little bit. And squiggle. I like squiggle a lot. That's just, it's a little too fast. Canva, I would love to see you reduce or add speed adjustment slider on these new features, because I would love to slow that down just a little bit. Before we move on to the next new animation, I do want to show you something that I forgot to mention earlier. These general animations are the same way with specific sliders. For example, rise. I click rise, animate, but in these, generally, you're going to have a speed, a direction, intensity, in and out. There's different sliders depending on what animation you choose. That's why I'm hoping that Canva will add the speed slider to the new animations, because it's very helpful. Play around with the length of video that you have, as well as all the sliders, because you don't know what's going to become your favorite animations unless you play around with them. That really is the best way to discover your favorite new animations. Canva's always changing the platform. So what I filmed today, which by the way, today for me is October 22nd, what I filmed for me today could be different by the time this video releases. If you have any questions about something that may have changed since I filmed this, don't hesitate to ask your questions in the comments below. Are you ready for another new animation? Let's go. We're under Photo, Gradient. This gradient is on enter circular. Just like the others, Canva free, you can choose how it animates both on enter or on exit. Canva Pro members can choose the style. Circular, blocks, or lines. One question that I have, and I want to know, does the background color of what I'm doing, does that affect how this looks? I'm willing to bet that it does, but let's see. I'm going to click the white background, click background color, and I'm going to change it to maybe this gradient right here. Then click this gradient, and let's go circle. It does. It does vary based on what's in the background. Again, I wish that there was a speed slider and a direction slider on this one. Watch this to hear other features that you just don't want to miss in Canva. What do you think Canva should add next?